Welcome back to the news at 10. The Lagos State Governor, Babatunde Fashola, says the value of business not registered in the state is about 7.5 trillion naira. Now, at the 5th Lagos Tradesmen and Artisans Week, Governor Fashola insists that all businesses must be registered with the state government to allow for proper planning. He also asked the traders and artisans to seize the opportunity of the growing economy to expand their businesses and attract investors.
Whether big or small, the informal sector contributes a larger percentage to the growth of any economy, and states like Lagos do not toil with this sector. That is why yearly it trains and gathers its artisans and traders to give them tips on how to boost their businesses and contribute to the growth of the state.
You are my local investors, and you are the most important investors. If you do not invest in your own economy as you have done, even if a foreigner comes here, once he sees that you are not investing, he will leave.
While various businesses are captured in the state business database, some are not. This, the state government believes, will not help the growth of the economy.
Real estate is estimated to be about $45 billion, and this economy has no record of it. What's going on? That is about 7.2 trillion naira. So we need the record of that extra-legal economy to be able to fully capture who is doing what. And so, as you have seen us, we can plan for you if we know where you are.
One thing is to be trained as an entrepreneur. Another is to get established. These artisans and traders still battle with challenges.
We are being taught how to do business, but we face a lot of challenges because we have financial problems.
We gain a lot from that training, but from that training now, we need assistance.
Since they contribute significantly to Lagos' economy, it would do well if the Lagos state government meet the challenges of this sector so as to move the state forward.
The President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, will fly to Pretoria, South Africa on Friday for high-level discussions with other African heads of state and government on combating terrorism in Africa. The continent's 5 regions will each be represented by 2 heads of state and government at the talks, which will focus on collective action to effectively tackle the scourge of terrorism. Others expected at the talks, which will take place ahead of President Jacob Zuma's inauguration for a new term in office, include the leaders of Ghana, Republic of Congo, Chad, Angola, Rwanda, South Africa, Mauritania, Algeria, and Ethiopia. President Jonathan, who will be accompanied by the First Lady, Dame Patience Jonathan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Aminu Wale, and some key aides, will return to Abuja after attending President Zuma's inauguration on Saturday.
First Bank, truly the first.
Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. Federal lawmakers in the Senate have queried a new budget for 52 government agencies. Well, some lawmakers frowned at the presentation of the 2014 budget proposal for 52 government agencies weeks after the National Assembly passed the 2014 budget. In the budget proposal, 3.5 trillion was appropriated for NNPC, 377.9 billion naira for CBN, and 15.6 billion naira for the Securities and Exchange Commission, and 144 billion naira for the Nigeria Ports Authority. But the chairman of the Senate Committee on Rules and Business informed the lawmakers that a document containing the budget was sent by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Budget Office. The 2014 Ogun State Investors Forum has ended in Abeokuta, the state capital, and participants called on national authorities to provide the right environment for foreign investment to thrive. The Vice President of the European Investment Bank, Mr. Anton Popp, believes it's one thing to attract foreign investment into the country, and another is to put a proper structure in place.
For 2 days, participants drawn from public and private sectors across the world brainstormed on innovative ways to harness the economic advantages that abound in Ogun State. Vice President of European Investment Bank, Mr. Anton Popp, in his keynote speech says it's one thing to attract foreign investment and another to create a proper structure for the investments to thrive.
National and the regional authorities should be aware of necessity to provide specific support to urban areas through the location of financial sources. It's not so simple just to invite foreign investors. They would come and you have nice urban sustainable development. You get development, but in one area, in another area, and things are not connected, and you do not get sustainable urban development.
Nigeria is said to have a housing deficit of about 17 million. But how is this being addressed by the authorities?
Government needs to step in and structure the housing industry so that developers know their rights and responsibilities. Off-takers also know their rights and responsibilities, and that will encourage investors to come into the market. On the other side, government needs to create an enabling environment.
All said and done, the chief host of this event, Governor Ibikule Amosun, thanked all the participants for their time and efforts and gave a recap of some of the lessons learned at this year's forum.
We've learned a lot of things. Of course, the value chain that agriculture offers. We've been told what we need to do, but we need to get everything right. Without it, nothing can happen. We realize that for us to be developed, we need to have the private sector initiative and participation in all that we are doing.
One of the major projects being proposed by the state government, tagged Metro City, was unveiled at the forum. According to the state government, it's a world-class project of about 2,000 hectares aimed at providing a socio-economic environment to invite investors into the state. This year's edition of the Ogun State Investors Forum has come and gone, and in the words of Governor Amosun, Ogun State is open for business. BC Koka, Channels Television News.
First Bank of Nigeria Holding PLC has announced a dividend of 1 naira 10 kobo per share, amounting to 35.89 billion naira for the 2013 financial year. At the second annual general meeting in Lagos, the group also announced an increase in gross earnings amounting to 395.9 billion naira.
Activities for the second annual general meeting of First Bank Holdings begins with a luncheon. It's more of a social gathering for networking and to prepare shareholders ahead of the main event. The luncheon is followed by the AGM proper. Shareholders, board members, and the management of the group converged on the grand ballroom of the Oriental Hotel in Lagos to receive reports and audited accounts from directors and instituted committees. The audited results show that the financial institution ended 2013 with gross earnings of 395.9 billion naira, up 7% from 370.2 billion naira posted in 2012. Profit before tax dipped marginally by 3% to 91.3 billion naira.
Other non-banking subsidiaries are enhancing the level of their contribution to the group. But I must say that despite the very tough, the very difficult operating terrain that we encountered generally in 2013, the commercial banking group has also matched its performance of the previous year. So collectively as a group, we have performed impressively well.
The future is good for us. The environment is quite challenging, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's our commitment.
Any company among the banks that are able to pay dividend even higher than what they paid last year should be commended. And to my own nose, not surprised, First Bank have been able to add 10 kobo in addition to 1 naira they paid last year.
With the recent acquisition of ICB banks in Ghana, the Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, and the acquisition of Oasis Insurance, the group is extending its franchise and profile beyond the current borders. Going forward, the group promises to continue to enhance the contribution of the non-bank subsidiaries through deepening market penetration in each of its business lines. Kelvin Obetin, Channels Television News.
Finally tonight on Business News, gains recorded by blue chip stocks like Nestle, Nigerian Breweries, Forte Oil, Mobil, among others, strengthened the all-share index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange by 1.15%. The market capitalization now stands at 39,553. Temple Ashaju reports.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. It was a bullish session on the floor of the Nigerian equities markets today, owed to the price gains recorded by blue chip stocks like Nestle, Nigerian Breweries, Forte Oil, Mobil, and 25 other stocks. Up 1.15%, the all-share index now stands at 39,553.00, with a market capitalization of 13.06 trillion naira. Better Glass, Kevatin PLC, and PZ got the cold shoulder from investors and emerged the session's top laggards. Major contributors to the market turnovers include Transcorp, Guarantee Trust Bank, and of course, Land Africa. When the closing bell rang, investors had gathered 310.70 million units of shares valued at 370 billion naira and exchanged in, of course, 4,610 deals. And that has been the Stock Market Report. I am Temple Ashaju.
Thanks a lot, Temple. That's Business News tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10. 35 goals scored on day one of the nation's finals of the Channels Kids Cup. That's on sports. You join us again.